Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 15 of your daily dose of inspiration. I'm so excited that you're here today. Joining me, I am Angela Joe, and I'm excited to be your host on this journey. So, we are at the halfway mark, day 15. And thank you again. It's been really great to hear your comments and how people would say, I needed that today. So, hooray, hooray for you for tuning in. So today's topic is on perspective. I was thinking about this the other day as I saw a post on Facebook of these beautiful sunrises that my lovely friend Denise posted. And in the caption, it said these were the pictures on her brisk morning walk. And I was like, wow, these are gorgeous. And then I kind of looked again because before I had read her words, the caption, I couldn't tell if it was actually a sunrise or a sunset. So isn't it interesting that our perspective, you know, really is unique to us, what we actually see. And isn't that the same with people in general? You know, some people, if we look at the analogy here with the sunrise and the sunset, some people might think the world is like setting down on them, like a sunset, versus other people think of the sunrise as like a new opportunity for new goals and, you know, just new things to develop. I love both. I love the sunrise and the sunset, but just in this analogy, I think you get what I mean. So it's all about perspective. It's not really what we're looking at that matters. It's what we see. So I'm going to hold up this sign, and I love using this when I was doing live presentations. But I just want you to think about what you see in this phrase that I'm going to hold up. And I would love for you to put your comments, the first thing you see, in the comments below. You ready? Okay. 2 more seconds. All right. So, how many of you saw career nowhere? How many of you saw career now here? Same letters, different perspective. So, again, we all see things so differently, and we're looking at the same thing. Another example, if you were in a room with someone and they were doing, say, an experiment, and they asked you to observe the room, the colors, the layout, the design of the room, and then asked you the same questions as they asked the other person, do you think you'd have the identical answers? Probably not. Okay. So it's easy to see that even when we see the same things, we don't see things the same. I think that's worth repeating. Even though we see the same things, we may not see things the same. So, how does that apply to our life? Okay, the first thought that I had was what a beautiful concept it would be for mankind, for humanity, to honor people for their perspective. Again, everybody is unique, everybody is different in their beliefs. And to avoid conflicts, to really listen with empathy, which is an intent to understand where they're coming from, may avoid so many unnecessary conversations that kind of go south. So it really is about honoring people for who they are and for what their beliefs are. And in the end, maybe it's about agreeing not to agree. Number two is taking notice of things around you. Think about it this way. Do you ever drive in the car and you're going the same route the same time, or the same route, you know, and you're just focused on getting to your destination, but you're really not observing things around you because you're driving. Yet if you're on that same route and you're the passenger, you see things a lot differently. You might pick up on things like, wow, I never saw that house, or I never saw that lake, or whatever it might be. Things stand out differently. So think about that on your drives, on your walks, on your, way to the same, if you drive to work these days, whatever it is, think about looking at things a little bit differently from a new perspective, or even taking a different route to gain a new perspective. And then lastly, this one is more about people's actions, being observant emotionally in relationships with our family, our friends, our coworkers. What are people actually saying without saying anything? Okay, kind of lean into and be more observant about kind of what's going on in their life, because you could actually gain a new perspective from them as well. And by observing their actions, you can actually generate a conversation that could really help and lend some insight, to you and possibly to them as well. So, in closing, I want to share a quote. This gentleman was the first motivational speaker that I ever heard in my 20s, and I actually bought his book of cassette tapes. How many of you remember those? How many of you still have those cassettes? Guilty. Anyway, his name is Dennis Waitley, and I think he says it best. You must look within for value, but you must look beyond for perspective. So think about that as you go through your day. And I thank you again for being here. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 16. Have a great rest of the day. And I'll see you same time, same place. Bye for now.